Can you give us an update on the infrastructure projects, Sec?
Well, of the 75 so-called flagship projects, 37 have already been processed and approved by the NEDA board. But there are certain projects that are difficult to pursue because of cost implications, the terrain or the depth of the sea over which a bridge would be built.
Can you specify which project this one is?
The bridge connecting Matnog Sorsogon to Allen Samar. It's not only a long bridge, but the waters are really very deep.
So it's not the financing or anything. It's more
It's
of
also the financing. It's going to be much more expensive than we thought. Also, the one that is supposed to connect Leyte to Surigao. Maano rin yun, masyadong it's too challenging yung ano.
So these challenges, sir, ano ba, more, is this a financial problem or ano ba to, sa implementation?
It's an engineering. It's an engineering, construction problem. Really.
So ano mangyayari dun, Sec? Shelved or?
Well, it can be taken up again in the next administrations. They just at least they will know by now that they really have to spend more and make sure that they can cope with the challenge. The engineering, there has to be some engineering solution that
How many projects are we talking about, Sec? Kasi there are 75, diba, Sec? So are you saying na you're tweaking the numbers or kung ilan na lang yung?
No, we are reviewing the 75. Well, those that have not been approved by the NEDA board yet. The balance of about the 75 minus 37. We are reviewing them and we will. Well, first of all, besides the 75 flagship projects, we have several other projects, smaller projects, but critical in terms of regional development, rural development,
Mostly bridges.
provincial development, bridges, roads, tourism, access to tourism sites, So those projects were also in our bigger list. Because infrastructure projects, we had a list of about 4,980 something, and so there are many other projects that we can really finish, and we can even improve the development of the regions.
Okay, so Sec, all these infrastructure projects, nung pumasok kayo dito sa NEDA with President Duterte, did you expect the pace na magiging ganito or did you have to adjust expectations?
Usually the human nature or we tend to, in general, people tend to be ambitious at the start. So, then a long list of undertakings to be carried out. Then, as we go along, we find out that there are stumbling blocks, there are hindrances, there are constraints to carrying them out. So that's the usual occurrence in the nature of things.
Sir, what about the financing scheme from PPP to ODA? Are you thinking of shifting other projects back to PPP since may issues din on ODA?
We actually we have a number of PPP projects. Even among big ticket projects, mayroong mga PPP dyan. I think of the 75, the initial 75 list, I think about maybe nine were PPP projects or hybrid ODA or government budget and PPP. Like the Clark International Airport is a hybrid government funded project, an ODA for, I'm sorry, PPP for O&M. Government for construction of the terminal building, the new terminal building, and the operation and maintenance is in a private sector. And that's also happening in Bohol. JICA funded yung airport doon. PPP yung operation and maintenance.
But Sec, the infra projects, mga ilang, do you have a figure like ilang percent yung sa tingin mong uusad under this term, and which ones, kung ilang percent yung I think kailangan pag-isipan na lang ng next administration?
Actually, our new list is, I think it's going to hit 90 projects.
So from 75 to 90.
To 90, but as I've said, we have reviewed our 75, and we have taken out things that are, very challenging, and we have put in other projects that are more finishable, and also either finishable or can be started, and then to be continued by the next administration. So it's about 91 so far, and I would think that easily 50% of that. 50%, so 45, maybe 50.
45 to 50 tapos.
45 to 50.
Under tapos, or completely finished, or nag-roll out?
I would say finished or nearly finished. Yeah.
50%. Sir, can you disclose some of the new projects since nandito na tayo?
Well, the Bohol Panglao International Airport, that was not in the list. Also, the Skyway Stage 3 was processed during the previous administration, but when we came in, it was barely started. Mga siguro 5% lang ang accomplishment. So that's a major project connecting SLEX and NLEX, no? And then the Harbor Link project, and then the North-South commuter railway from Manila to Clark, and then from Manila to Calamba. Yeah, those are included now. And I think the what bridge is that in Mindanao? There's a bridge. There's also a bridge pala connecting Cebu and the mainland Cebu with the airport, Lapu-Lapu. I think there's another, and also there's a port project in Cebu. So it's quite it's still quite a number of projects, and quite high impact projects.